Uh, Geeta, I love and appreciate that we got the podcast bumped up because you had just enough energy and gas in the tank to discuss this.
Oh my
And
God.
there's not much I need to say on the matter, because if you want, I'm going to do what Andrew Shaw or the guy from the Hockey News or anybody that
Right.
think they need to weigh on it or defend anybody. They don't. I don't need to defend or give my 2 cents or play devil's advocate. I'm just going to listen to people of color talk about racism because I don't have anything to say on the matter from personal experience.
Can I just say, like, because people were kind of waiting. I didn't actually listen to the guys, and we'll ban him as well.
That's tough but fair. There's 3 people banned this week.
I didn't listen to his apology. I did watch the video. I saw the act. And I think what was sort of coming out after the fact was that people were saying that, oh, you know what, he's going to turn around and say that this is it. You know, I didn't mean it. It was something that happened in the heat of the moment. And I saw a great quote online that I screen grabbed. Rage has never turned someone into a racist, but it routinely reveals those who already are. And I think that kind of like hit the nail on the head, because that's exactly what that act was.
Yeah. This has been a very kind of hard few days, just because, you know, Geeta, for people like you and me, and not only you and me, but like our parents, like this has become so normalized. Like we assume that when we go out or whatever, we do stuff. If I'm talking about hockey and there's white men around, you know, there's going to be looks, or there's going to be like, what the fuck does this guy know? Like all these little microaggressions or whatever. And it's just so, it's so revealing that the NHL and the hockey community was not made for us. Wasn't designed for us. It wasn't created with us in mind. It was created in a specific community and a mindset in a bubble. And the problem that I kind of have is we need to collectively, I feel like, stop for a minute and acknowledge the thing that's walking beside us instead of trying to push this thing forward of like, we're not this, we're not this, we're not this. No, we let's get more hockey tape that says end racism. Let's get more banners and movements and t-shirts and hoodies. And we're not this. We're not. No. We need to stop. Acknowledge the thing beside us. Acknowledge that it's taken way too long to get people of color involved in hockey. It has taken way too long to allow people of color to be given front office positions. It has taken way too long for more communities of people of color to be given access to the game of hockey.
It shouldn't have been left to the Subban family to have to explain to the greater hockey community at large what happened.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to. We don't have to wait for Jordan Subban, Malcolm Subban, PK Subban, Boko Amama, Mark Connors, whomever down the list. You know,
the statement from it was Jacksonville, right? That was the team.
Yes, the Jacksonville Icemen.
The statement from the team was condescending, and it just goes to show how we've not, like, I know hockey had that diversity committee and stuff, but we have not come very far when you are apologizing to those who were offended. Like, everyone should have been offended.
Yeah, especially within that statement of them saying we believe in one love. Fuck you. Like, don't bring love into this. You do not get the benefit of love in situations like, and this is what I'm talking about, is that we're trying to move forward so much. We're saying, no, we all love each other. It's like a mom and a dad trying to say, no, our family's okay. We're one big happy family. It's like, no, we need to acknowledge the fucking problems in this environment. In terms of, you know, the thing that really sucked was I posted the video And every comment that I got was like a troll account that was made in January 2022, like bringing up like Tom Wilson did this. Should he be banned from like, listen, it's 2022. Okay. Understand that if you can't figure out if it's someone of black skin color, brown, whatever person of color in their community we're talking about. If you as a white person don't have at least a handle on some sensitive imagery, some sensitive actions that even might be, let's say we're just giving this, even this person does not deserve it, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. You should know better. You really should know better. It is your job as a white person to know better. Especially if you come out and you want to say you're an ally, it's your job. It's your job to do the research to say, where do I need to be sensitive? Where do I need to be aware and grounded of certain things that may be misinterpreted? Where can I get ahead of things instead of allowing these things to happen? And we live in this weird zone, like, Geeta, like I it's fucked up. Like when we were kids, Geeta, I'm sure this has happened to you. Like when we were kids, we were at the mercy of white families and white kids in terms of social lives. At least where I grew up. I grew up in North Van, and I was the one brown kid, and I was at the mercy of having to accept racism when I was younger. I had to accept it and play that part in order for kids to laugh, so that I wouldn't feel like I was being left out of things.
Well, the thing is, like, an apology doesn't change the lasting effect that it has on a victim. Because the example, I think I sent it to our group chat, but the example I had was like, it was the 80s. Some kid made fun of me for having roti for lunch, and I never again would take that to school again.
Oh,
like 30 years on, I would not eat that in public because someone made a comment and it struck a chord.
Yeah.
You were different.
Yeah.
I hate peanut butter sandwiches.
Dude, I fucking love, like, especially now that I've grown up and I'm thinking about, like, loving my mom's cooking and embracing my culture. Like, to people listening to right now, this happened when we were kids, and this shit is still happening today. And the greatest denominator in all this is whether you want to get involved in telling your people that they're wrong and to tell your people to stop. It shouldn't be, like PK said, like, don't feel bad for people of color like me. We're not asking for sympathy. We're not asking you to be sorry. But this is your mess with your people. If Iranians exist, if people from India exist, if people from China, if these specific communities exist in North America, white culture exists, and you need to be accountable to that. Whether you decide or say that you're part of that community or not, and whether you want to say I'm an ally, I'm not part of them. No, you are. You don't get to choose your family. You don't get to choose your community. That is what you're born into. You can reject it, but the world society and world view is going to be, at the same that it's given to people like Geeta and I, it's given to you. We can't escape who we are, no matter how hard we try. There's no way there's no way I can go around and say, yeah, I'm a guy from Chicago. Fucking no, and neither should we.
No.
This is who we are. And so it just comes down to, you look at, like, especially in that Jacksonville situation, Geeta, like, you look back, that player's teammates did not come to help him.
No.
And hell yes to Jordan Subban's teammates, especially the one teammate, and I don't condone violence, but the player who jumped off the bench He jumped off the bench to go just say no.
Mhm.
So if a player is jumping off the bench to go help Jordan Subban, and the person who committed that act didn't have any of his teammates coming to help him, what do you gain from trying to defend? Like, what I just don't understand.
Like,
And
who are you that's your instinct? I still like that makes me scratch my head. Like, who thinks that's okay?
Yeah. And this is the shit we have to deal with, guys. To our listeners listening, this is shit that we have to deal with still to this day on a daily basis. And it's so normalized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna, you know what the fucked up part is? It's going to be normalized for people like Geeta and I. And it's only, the hope is that our future generations that are raised in this country, that are grown, it's going to start with growing up from the family up, and hopefully future generations, you know, by 2045 where people of color are going to be the majority in North America, where it's estimated. I want to say one last thing.
It took 9 years for us to be the majority on this podcast.
Well,